It's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thanks so much for joining us. We are joined today by Michael Cacciotti. He is the mayor of South Pasadena, also a candidate for the California Assembly. That election will be held in 2012. Also on the AQMD South Coast Air Quality Management District. And I'm glad you're here to discuss that role because you have brought us a plug. It's a special kind of plug. What is it, Michael?
Brad, this is a plug for the new evolution of the electric car. You probably remember back in the 90s, the EV,
of
which
course.
General Motors destroyed, unfortunately.
Oh, well. Okay.
But now I know you drive a Prius.
I do.
And the next evolution is a plug-in car. But this is a car for a Nissan Leaf, which is fully electric.
And Nissan Leafs, they're in the general population. I mean, you could buy them.
They're commercialized. You're exactly right.
That's that word, commercialized, right?
Yes, not in research and development. It's taking
Right.
the next step to commercialization. That's correct.
And you have one in our parking lot right now, is that right?
I have one in a parking lot. I just bought one last Friday night from Nissan of downtown.
Tell us about it. How is the drive? I know with my Prius, the hybrid, if it's only operating on electric, the battery, I hear nothing. It's almost creepy.
That's correct. Same with this car. I've actually got out of the car a couple of times and forgot it was on. It's so quiet.
That happened to me last week. I left it on, yeah.
Well, with this, what's different about the electric cars and people don't realize is there's incredible torque. You have a Prius. I've got the original Prius from 2001.
Oh, wow.
And actually, takeoff's okay, acceleration is fair. On an electric car, it's immediate. The torque is immediate, like a light switch. So you take off probably faster, much faster than an internal combustion car.
Why? Do you know?
You know, there's no pistons or valves that kick in like an internal combustion. Like a light switch, electric goes to the motor, immediate kick in, and the torque turns right away, and it's very fast.
As you know, I'm sure, there have been several reports over the past year, Department of Interior, Department of Energy, all talking about what we know as global warming. Department of Interior said in April, temperatures could rise 5 to 7 degrees over the next century. Department of Energy in November said CO2 spiked in 2010 to its highest rate in history. How do electric vehicles address the issues I just described?
Incredibly. This issue, and a big issue of pollution too, but I'll address this issue first. Most cars, internal combustion cars, emit 5 separate gases. As you may know, I work with the Attorney General's office and prosecute a number of smog stations. And when they do a smog check, they check your vehicle, the emissions for what it emits. There's 5 different gases. You've got carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, which is just nitric oxides, hydrogen, and oxygen. And actually, most of those are emitted.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
And so what does this do?
Oh.
It eliminates it?
Eliminates it totally.
Because there is no gas. There's no fossil fuels.
There's no emissions coming out of this vehicle. So when I stop at a light, all the vehicles around me are emitting gases. These gases which are polluting and toxic. This car is emitting nothing.
I bought my first Prius, I'm going to say 3 years ago. And back then, the cost was pretty high. I was leasing it close to $500 a month. And that's what some luxury vehicles charge.
Correct.
Now my Prius, about $400 a month. That's getting pretty reasonable. Are electrics starting to drop in price so they become reasonable for consumers?
Oh, that's correct. This, actually, I'll tell you what I paid on the lease for this car.
Okay, there you have it.
It's a few thousand down.
Fair.
And that included maintenance for 3 years, 36,000 miles. It's comparable to a Lexus, just under a Lexus. High 400, about 480.
Okay.
But let me tell you the savings. On an electric car, you're not going to ever pay for gas again.
Right. What about when you plug in at home? What's your electric bill going to look like?
You know what? You have different rates. If you belong to Edison region, which I do, the highest rates are during the day, usually from 8 in the morning till the afternoon.
You need to be smart when you plug in.
Plug in at night. The lowest rates are from midnight till 5 o'clock are super low rates. And the medium rates are usually from about 8 o'clock at night till midnight.
So how long does it take to plug in?
You know what? If you're down to zero, basically you've run your 100 miles on the car. If this is a charger for your home, but I've installed a fast charger, which is a 240 volts.
How long?
That takes 6 hours from zero.
Brilliant. His name is Michael Say it?
Cacciotti.
Cacciotti. My name is Brad Pomerance. Thanks for joining us. My taste, LA.